Okay, first question was just about hybridization, nothing else. The reason I didn't ask functional groups on this is because basically everything is an amide with the exception of the nitrile in the bottom right here. So it really wouldn't have been much of a question then. Okay, so hybridization. First and foremost, it's easier to just look at the things that are not sp3. Default for basically any of the atoms we're interested in is sp3. Hydrogen does not hybridize, but carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine, for that matter, are all basically a default of sp3. The only cases that are not. So what I'm saying is all of what we're seeing here is sp3 except what we're going to label now. That is these two. That carbon and that oxygen are both sp2. A clarification that happened with some of you. You just wrote hybridization in the middle of a bond. You can't do that. You have to specify atoms. Hybridization is about the atomic orbitals. Do not write it in a bond. That is not valid. The reason for that is if I say, okay, both these atoms are sp2, I can just cover that as sp2, writing it in the middle of it and sort of hoping that the professor is nice to me and understands that. That runs into problems because not always are you going to have two atoms connected to each other, even with multiple bonds that are the same hybridization. Easy example is this. This is a case where both oxygens here are sp2, but the carbon in the middle is sp hybridized. So I can't write sp2 here and have it mean anything. So I would have to do it like this. This is sp2, as is that, and then this is sp. So that I'm clear on what I'm saying and what I'm getting at. So in this case, our example here, both of these atoms are sp2, as are these two, as are these two, as are these two. All of those carbons, all of those oxygens are sp2. The only other group here with alternate hybridization that's not sp3 is the nitrile. These two, the carbon here and the nitrogen here, are both sp hybridized. Everything else, all the other carbons, all of the nitrogens except for the nitrile one, all the fluorines are all sp3. So you should have something like, all else sp3. Everything I didn't label, well, maybe not all else. How about all other C, N, and F are sp3. That way we're clear on the fact that you understood that hydrogen does not have a hybridization.